All right, episode 2. Let's get it. Gonna start with some uplifting news that I read today. It was an article that the New York Times posted, and it was about a 25-year-old runner named Molly Seidel. I hope I'm saying that name right. And in her first ever marathon, she qualified for the 2020 Olympics. But she's 25. She has 2 jobs. She works in a coffee shop and she babysits. And whenever she can fit it in, she trains for running. Yeah, she won the Foot Locker Cross Country Championship in 2011 and has 4 NCAA titles. But, I mean, to go up there against a big group of decorated and experienced marathon runners and to run away with it, get second place at the trials, and go to the Olympics, hey, good luck to you, Team USA. I am so excited and ready to watch. That is so inspiring. You think the odds are stacked against you? You absolutely send it. All right, something I learned this past week. I was listening to an episode of the Joe Rogan Experience, and his guest was a woman by the name of Melissa Chen. One of the most notable things that stood out in that interview was her discussion of this nonprofit that she's associated with called Ideas Beyond Borders. And when she was discussing this, she said that there are more books translated from English to Spanish in a single year than from English to Arabic in 1,000 years. That's unbelievable. Now, this nonprofit, Ideas Beyond Borders, focuses on translating things from English to Arabic because, and again, according to their website, 0.6% of online content is available in Arabic. Just imagine if you were looking something up and it's out there, it's within your grasp, but it's not within a language that you understand. And that's part of the problem with this global illiteracy and its translation to extremism over in the Middle East. And that's one of the things I think that the goal of Ideas Beyond Borders is trying to limit. So I went on a website called unbabbel.com, and I don't know how much of this information is actually verified. Statista or Statista, however you pronounce it, has some more information, but you got to be a premium member to be privy to that information. So I'm stuck with unbabbel.com for what I have. Content languages for websites. English is 58.8% of the internet. The next closest is Russian. That's 8.2%. That's a massive gap of content. I'm sure a lot of that content is complete crap, but again, just imagine looking for information out there and some knowledge, and you can't find it because it's not available in your language. For me, I'm hoping YouTube can translate this for me. All right, up next, the actual book that I am reading. I originally was introduced to it through a podcast between 2 people that I highly admire and love to follow, and that's Tim Ferriss and Jocko Willink. So the book is Musashi, and it's written by, I believe it's pronounced Eiji Yoshikawa. It's not a thin book. It's been at my bedside for quite some time, and I'm slowly reading through it. It's a compilation of 7 different books. I believe it was originally published in Japanese newspapers through quite a period of time, and this book compiles all of the stories into one. It's a fictional account of a famous, and I want to get this right, so I'm going to read it off of Wikipedia, a famous Japanese swordsman, philosopher, strategist, writer, and ronin. The book begins with a kind of a lost soul. His name is Takizo, and it starts off just after a large battle. He's not a likable guy. It's someone you're not really rooting for, but through a series of unfortunate events and life-changing events, he becomes this very noble, very profound samurai named Miyamoto Musashi, kind of like a Rise of the Phoenix kind of story. And it's just full of these amazing quotes and life lessons that you can learn from. The book is incredibly interesting. It's well written. I highly recommend it. It's outside the realm of what I usually read because I'm very much a nonfiction person. And if there's anything that you can learn from a book, I'm all for it. Last but not least, my favorite. Because I like to shop and I like tech. And I like tech that's related to fitness. And in relation to nutrition, there's also recovery. You can work out all you want, but if you're not eating right and recovering right, you're going to be absolutely worthless. I love this thing. I've got the Hyperice Hypervolt. This baby I had gotten on around the holidays. Looks like it's listed on Rogue Fitness and probably Best Buy for the same price at $350. But I think I got this for like $300 with like all these other attachments. This flat one. It's got this interesting one, double one, a little smushy one. But I generally leave this ball one on. Setting 1, setting 2, and setting 3. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Oh. So I foam roll. I use a lacrosse ball. I do any number of things to make sure I'm getting to my muscles, I'm getting a massage. But this percussion massager is an absolute game changer for me. I don't regret purchasing it at all. It was almost an impulse buy, but I needed something, again, because I've just upped my exertion level when I'm working out, and I get massages frequently, but just not enough because it's expensive to go get massages. Specifically the Hyperice and the Hypervolt brand, you know, I did my research, but my gym had the level 1 up, and just from my knowledge of looking, there was either Theragun or Hyperice. Theragun had a cheaper limited option one, like limited capabilities, and then they had jumped right to a more expensive version. And with the price point of the Hyperice Hypervolt, it seemed to fit like right in between those two. So I don't know which one's better. I just know between these two brands, people I know that have either or loved them both just because of availability nearby and the capability and the price point. I went with the Hyperice Hypervolt. Highly regret it. If you're looking for something that's going to be a game changer for recovery and getting to places and massaging those really sore areas, this thing is excellent. I do it before workouts. I do it after workouts. Someone asked me, hey, is it worth it? If you got the extra money laying around and recovery is important to you, go for it. That's all I'm going to say. So recap. Up your recovery, Hyperice Hypervolt. Want to read? Musashi. Go kick ass this week. Later.